All right, so Bronny's not a brick anymore.
No, he's had a good
Uh,
last
he
couple games.
he actually turned it around a little bit. I don't know. He seemed like well, okay, so to start, he was absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
Like he,
he
he
was
I don't
rough.
know if the pressure was getting to him or what was going on there, but after that, he kind of turned it around compared to they were comparing him to like the second overall pick. This apparently the second overall pick was doing I forget his name. What was his name again?
Sar, he shot
Yeah,
like 0 for
Sar.
15 one game.
Yeah, he was horrible. So they were like doing this head-to-head stats and that type shit, and I was like, oh man, maybe Bronny's not that bad after all. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, he shot 0 for 15 from three in his first four games, which
Yeah,
is, I mean, that's awful. I
that's
mean,
horrible.
everyone knows that. But yeah, then his last two games, he had 25 points. Sounds like he played pretty well overall. I mean,
Yeah.
he's getting so much like unnecessary and over the top hate for no
Yeah, he's
reason.
just like everyone feels like he just got it because of his dad, which like I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, do you think he deserved to get taken this year if his name was I don't know, was not his last name wasn't James?
Yeah, I mean, probably not this year. No, I mean, I think he would have gone back to school if he wasn't LeBron's kid. But at the same time, I still think he'll be a decent NBA player. Like, I don't think he's a slouch or anything. Like, he's shown he's insanely athletic. He's only 6'2", and he's a like very very good. Like, he's just really athletic, really mobile. He can dunk, he can jump. He like it seems like he plays really good defense. Like he's hard on the ball. I don't know. Like I think he seems like he's going to be a pretty good player as long as he can kind of get some more consistency with the shooting. And I think that's something that a lot of young players struggle with and kind of develop
Yeah.
over time. But I don't understand the hate. I mean, I think he's a great player, man. I think people
Yeah.
just need to give him some time and stop hating on him because of his last name.
I mean, LeBron's always got the hate though.
No, for
So he's
sure.
gonna
But
have
it's
to
all
deal with it
friends,
as
all friends.
well.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
You know, if he ends up having that 20-year career and I think he could be if he gets the opportunity and he turns out to be half as good of a player as like 50% of the player that his dad is, he'll be a steal in the second round.
No, yeah,
But
I think so too. I think it's gonna take more time than people are expecting.
yeah,
I don't know what people
I
are
think he
expecting.
just got taken this year so that he could play with his dad before he retires.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Like
I'd say so.
I don't know. I think he's got you can see he kind of moves like him a little bit out there on the court.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you can
he's
see like
really
the
athletic.
comparison.
We've mentioned this already, but the kid's coming back from a heart attack.
Yeah.
So I think what he's doing right now is pretty impressive. I think he's looked really well the last couple of games. So hopefully he can keep going on that trajectory and prove some people wrong, shut some people down.
You think you could take him in a 1v1 or
No, fuck no.
55th over? Oh, I was looking at like the contracts that for the average 55th overall pick. You see that?
No, I didn't know.
It was like G League contract, league minimum, so like 75K a year or something like ridiculous. And then Bronny pops up and it's like 850,000 a year. He's like the only guy that's actually gotten a decent contract from the
Yeah, he's
second
actually getting
round.
paid.
And he's actually getting paid at that pick, at the 55th pick. It was
I
so
don't know.
funny.
Do you think he'll be in the NBA like right away and for the majority of the year? I feel like they'll put him in the G League.
I don't know. They might keep him just as to ride the bench, like what's his name? Antetokounmpo's brother. You know, Thanasis.
Yeah,
The guy that just claps on the bench all the time, you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
I don't know really know what kind of role he's gonna have until he develops.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that whole scenario plays out. I think LeBron signed a 2-year extension, so I wonder if it'll be this year or next year, and if he'll be done after that, or if he'll keep playing, or see what
But
happens
then
with Bronny
why
maybe.
wouldn't you just send him back to college for the year and then take him next year?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you,
I,
man.
I don't get it because if LeBron signs the 2-year deal in LA, then um I don't know, like why wouldn't he just want to go back, dominate at U or not USC? Probably would have transferred.
Yeah, he
You
would have
think?
transferred. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely would have transferred.
And then be like a first round pick in the NBA the year after. Maybe they wanted to pick him up low key on a steal because he
Yeah,
had a
no,
shit year.
I think that's possible. I mean, with all things considered, with his development where he's at now, who he is, I think he still has a pretty high ceiling.
I mean,
in the
but
NBA. I think
he averaged 4 points in the fucking NCAA, right? Like
yeah, after a
he
heart attack, like yeah,
yeah.
I think he's gonna be all right.
I think be good enough. Time will tell, I guess. We'll have to see. We'll have to
Yeah,
wait.
exactly.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the third episode of the Jungle Hockey Podcast. It's Joe, my co-host, Mr. Owen Elson. How's it
Hello,
going, buddy?
everyone.
Doing good, man?
Yeah, doing good, buddy. Doing good. How have you been?
Working too hard, dude. It's the longest day. Taking down that freaking kitchen was horrible.
Yeah, that was quite the job, hey? Pretty
Dude, yeah.
random.
Yeah, me and Owen basically did Rona's job for them. Anyways, it was a fun day at work. We got a
Yeah,
baconator
no.
out of it. It was fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Anytime we can get some free Wendy's out of a job, it's definitely worth doing.
yeah, they wouldn't let me get the large chili though. I was kind of upset about that, but I don't
Nobody
know.
wanted to sit in the truck with you after a large chili, dude.
No. All right, what have you been up to? You haven't been golfing, have you?
No, I haven't been golfing in a while. No, it's yeah, like I really got humbled after playing in Thailand, so I've taken a little break, but I think I'm gonna get back to it
You've been
this week.
scarred?
Yeah, a little bit.
We should do a round. Just get around him
I would
before I
love to
go.
definitely. Oh, before you go, we'll definitely get around it. We'll
3 weeks,
get
dude. Are you
before you
kidding
go.
me?
I know it's ridiculous, but we'll play after work or something.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, for
We'll have
sure.
to get it done.
Yeah. It's not a super busy time right now for a
No,
lot
it's
of
definitely dead
sports.
right now. It's
It's
definitely
it's
like
pretty
everyone's on
dead.
vacation. All the hockey players are on their vacation or they're just getting back into camp. What else? Soccer, obviously the Euros, everything was over. Baseball's in full swing. I guess maybe we could mention some stuff about baseball. I don't know if you've been following it that much.
I have not.
I
I
saw
just
the
know the
Red
Red
Sox
Sox
lose.
are I just know
I
they're a
saw
lot
them
better than the
lose.
Blue Jays and that they keep spanking them every single time they play. That's all I know. That's
I
all I
saw
need
the
to know.
Doyers absolutely walk off the Red Sox last night, so
I'm not too worried when I look at the standings and I see we're doing
yeah, you guys are way better.
better than
Um,
expected as well. So no, I'm good with that.
what Yeah, all the soccer players are out on the islands, the Greek islands, doing their thing, having the vacation, living it up. I saw Yamal on a fucking private jet. The kid's 17, private boat. Guy's living it up, man. Absolutely so jealous. But anyways, it's been kind of dead recently, I guess.
We don't have a ton of like news necessarily to talk about. I mean, we have a few things we're going to recap, a few things in the NHL that have gone on. We'll kind of discuss the outlook of the NHL now that everything's settled down. Most teams are, I mean, pretty well close to what they're going to be going into the next season with in October. So
Maybe
we'll
some
talk a
way
bit
too
about
early
that.
predictions. Some way too early predictions
Yeah,
next
definitely.
year.
Yeah, some way too early predictions. And then we do have another interview coming up in this episode.
Should we keep
Joe,
it a
you want to take
surprise, or
this
are we
one?
gonna
No,
should
you
we keep
can
it
you
in?
can talk about it. Just
Well,
give
okay,
a little.
Mr. Jacob Smith, absolute legend in Revelstoke, absolute legend for the Merit Sense, and then now an absolute legend coming back to Revelstoke for his 20-year-old year. Um, just an all-time guy. And me and Smitty go back before junior. He came to play in Fraser Valley with us as well. So he after the unfortunate events of the Kootenay Ice uh folding the MML team dissolving, I guess you could say.
Relocating
Um
their dub team too.
yeah, pretty much. Relocating to Winnipeg and then Wenatchee. Anyways. Um yeah, so Smitty's been a really good buddy of mine for well, we've known each other since second year. No, that would be my third year midget since COVID, dude.
Yeah,
Almost four, coming
yeah,
up 4 years.
yeah.
Um and yeah, we've had we obviously won a championship together. Went after that he went to play in the BCHL with Merritt and kind of left me in the dust. So um yeah, it'll be interesting to hear his takes on the way that the BCHL is trending, and kind of to hear his thoughts on coming back, and you won't be having to pop the cage back on, obviously. Just keep the visor.
Yeah, true.
Everything will
That'll make
be
the transition a little easier for him.
everything will be a little more palatable for him. He'll be able to keep posting the stories on his Instagram, or keep posting on Instagram with the visor. He won't have to switch to the cage. It'd be nice.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, we're stepping it up a level from our first interview. Sorry, Chenye, but yeah, so we're excited to have a guy who's played a couple years in the BCHL. He's had that experience with the league, making a pretty big transition over the past couple years. So I'm pretty excited to hear his experience on everything and what he thinks about all of that, the future of the league moving forward. To hear about how he's feeling about coming back to Revelstoke for his 20-year-old season.
Greatest place on earth.
Yeah, should be a good one. But maybe let's get into a little bit of some of the NHL news that has actually gone on. Evgeny Kuznetsov's contract has been terminated with the
Birdman.
Carolina Hurricanes, and he's going to be heading back to Russia. I think Akbars. I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced.
Is that
Akbars and
actually what it's
one other
called?
team. Yeah, that's one of the teams. Are interested in signing him. He was looking like he was going to go to SKA, but they don't have enough cap space to sign him. So there's a couple teams that Kuznetsov might end up in Russia. So we'll see what happens there.
Well, we
And
all know it snows in Russia, so that's good for him.
sorry.
We all know it snows in Russia. That's good for him.
Yeah, no, he'll
Yep.
love that. I think
Love the snow.
Yeah, I think Kuzi's wanted to return home for a little while now. So
Yep.
I think it'll be good for him. The Canucks made a pretty damn good depth signing yesterday as well. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, one of my favorite goalies of the league. Artur's with his dope shirt coming back on, was it league minimum?
Oh no, I think it was 850K for 2 years.
850, so 100K over league minimum.
Yeah,
Um, one-way contract or two-way contract? It was a one-way contract.
yeah,
So he's gonna be in the show.
yeah.
Basically, he's done his tryout period. He carried the Canucks in the playoffs, and now he's gonna go and back up Demmer for a while and play when he gets hurt. Basically, I think, well, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but for goalie tandems like that, that's almost as good as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they have one of the best tandems in the league, assuming that Silovs can build off of what he showed in the playoffs last year. I mean, you look at his stats in the minors and in the time he's had in the NHL in the past, and they really don't jump off the page very well or
Yeah.
very much. Um, we've seen lots of times in the past where goalies go on hot streaks. In times like this, we saw Matt Murray do it with the Penguins and then fall off a cliff. We saw Andrew Hammond, the Hamburglar, carry the Ottawa
Oh
Senators
yeah.
to the playoffs and then fall off the face of the earth. So I think it's good that the Canucks kept him to 2-year 850K. They didn't make a too big of a commitment on term or cap as much as I like Shilovs, and he's proven himself in some pretty high pressure moments, whether it was when he won a bronze medal for Latvia against the United States or in the playoffs with the
Yeah.
Canucks. But at the same time, I wouldn't jump the gun and just assume that he's going to be as good as he was. I hope he is, and I think he has all the tools to do so. But goalies are just so random, and you never know. So on the surface, I think it looks like they have probably a top five, top 10 tandem in the NHL, but I wouldn't get too giddy or jump the gun on thinking Seelovs is going to be the next Demko or, anything like that.
For me, I mean, I think he's for his age as well, and the amount of experience that he's had playing tough games. He's played in the AHL playoffs. He's played in the NHL playoffs. He's played for the World. He played at the Worlds for Latvia, obviously, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
I think the experience that he's had playing in big games like that is only gonna help him as he matures. He's 2 years older than us.
Yeah. Yeah. He's 23. So,
He's
yeah, I
23.
mean, hopefully that's the case, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it could be realistically, but I just don't want to, really jump the gun and think he's going to be the next big thing because of a few good performances. I don't know. I just don't trust goalie NHL
He was
goalies
pure
are all
vibes in
over
the
the place.
playoffs, man.
I know, but you look at his numbers in Abbotsford and they weren't good.
Yeah, they were
They weren't great.
he wasn't pop off the page amazing.
No, not at all.
But for the expectations that people set for him,
Hmm.
do you think he's an upgrade on DeSmith?
I mean, I think when you're just looking towards the future of the team, it's better to have a 23-year-old backup than a 32-year-old backup.
Fair enough.
I've always liked DeSmith as a goalie. He
Oh
was in
yeah,
Pittsburgh for
Penguins.
quite a while, and he was always a good, reliable backup. I think he played a little well last year, but he also had injury troubles too a little bit. So no, I think Seelov's not necessarily an upgrade, but I don't think they're getting worse by doing that, and I think it's better for the future direction of the team.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'd say top five tandem in the league. Is that
Yeah.
is that crazy to say?
No, I don't think so. I think that's pretty fair. What are
Who
what are
else
some of
had
the
who
other
else?
ones you think are in that top five with them?
Well, Bobrovsky obviously is one of the best goalies in the league. Spencer Knight, you know, he was in the A last year, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And
he played the
he
whole year in the minors last year because he was in the player assistance program the year before.
right. So he's obviously mental. What did they say what he was struggling with? Was it mental health or was it actually
They, I don't think they really
they don't
get
really say anything? Was
that
there any
far into
rumors on
it.
that?
No,
If it was mental
not
health, he'll obviously I don't mean to like shit on that.
I'm
But
pretty sure it was.
uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously he's gonna get the help he needs, and then he'll be able to bounce back. I think he can. Those two can be like an amazing tandem if Spencer Knight realizes potential.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I completely agree there. I mean, Knight was one of the highest drafted goalies in a while, and he did have, kind of flashes where he showed how talented he was, but obviously he's been through a lot early in his career, and you just kind of wish for the best and hope for the best for a guy like that, then he can turn it around and live up to his own expectations.
I was actually thinking about Nashville a little bit with Saros,
Yeah.
and you might have forgotten about him, but Askarov
Oh, definitely have not forgotten about him.
in
He's unbelievable.
he was one of the highest. I think he was the highest goalie taken in the draft since Carey Price at the time. When he went,
Oh,
did he
man,
go
I
top
couldn't tell
10 or
you.
did he go 11th?
I think he went 11.
Okay.
Like
I was
very
I think
very highly
I
touted.
wanted to say he either went 9, 10, or 11. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
if he can crack the show this year, like Saros and Askarov is a 1-2 is amazing.
Yeah, I
Um
mean, I know I believe Nashville did sign Scott Wedgwood,
right. So they're probably
who is a
banking on
very,
another
very
year in the A
solid
form.
backup. And Askarov, I know, was not happy when Saros resigned.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he posted something. I don't know exactly what it was, but he
Did he?
posted
No,
something
he
kind
didn't.
of, yeah, he posted something kind of like, I think it was like something on his Instagram story that was like everything happens for a reason. Like it was just kind of like something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So it sounds like I've heard that Nashville's shopping him. And it sounds like
Get a
they'll be
good
moving
yeah.
on. I mean, when they made the commitment to Saros, you might as well. I mean, Askarov, he should be in the NHL next year. He's proven he deserves to be there. Really quickly, I just want to say the Spencer Knight thing. It was OCD issues that he was struggling.
Really?
Yeah, so mental health OCD issues. At least that's what I'm seeing on the hockey news
Huh.
right here.
That could be just
Um,
rumors, but if that is the case, if he gets the help he needs, then he was very, very highly rated prospect, right?
yeah,
Like he was
he was amazing. And
he was
yeah,
really
it's confirmed here that it was OCD issues
yeah,
in
okay.
player assistance program. So.
And then I guess those three kind of pop off the page for me. I'm just trying to think of anyone else. Anyone who needs help goaltending wise, obviously, you know,
Well, what do you think? Did you mention the Islanders? Because I think the Islanders might have the best tandem.
yeah, I was gonna say them as well. I
Broken and
didn't
Varlamov is probably the best one too.
I think Varlamov is I mean, obviously Sorokin is like I rate Sorokin higher than Varlamov. I don't know about you. Sorokin's the starter.
Yeah, no, of course,
And
of
then
course.
and
Varlamov
then
is 35.
Varlamov, I think he's going to be as unpredictable as a younger goalie because if he gets old and starts
Yeah,
letting in some shitters, right? Like who
it's what
knows?
it's what you would expect, but year by year, I mean, he keeps aging and he keeps staying the same, if not getting better. He was fantastic last year when Sorokin struggled down the stretch.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's probably my number one tandem in the league.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are there any other big ones? What do you think about what Vegas has going on there with Aiden Hill?
Aiden Hill. Um, Vegas has always treated their goalies like dog shit. I always thought that. I never thought
Yeah.
I thought like they always bring in they got
Well,
um
Samsonov now too, so it's Hill and Samsonov.
yeah. I don't know. I ever since Fleury was there and he got fucked around, I just don't they just left a bad taste in my mouth a little bit. And it's just like I don't know. Uh they very well might do well, but I don't know, just Vegas just fucks around with their goalies too much and it's it's almost disrespectful to a guy like, especially a guy like Fleury, like all-time
Yeah, for
beauty
sure.
goalie, right?
Yeah.
Um, skill wise, yeah, they're come on, like, they got rid of obviously they got rid of Thompson and they brought in Samsonov and I always thought Samsonov was really good in Washington and then kind of fell off, but Toronto's where goalies go to die, really.
Yeah, no shit, hey.
Like, when was the last time Toronto had a decent goaltender?
Well, Joseph Wool's pretty good, but he's made
Yeah.
of paper.
I thought he
So
was pretty good in the playoffs.
yeah,
Um,
he got hurt.
yeah, he just keeps getting hurt.
Yeah, it's
But
unfortunate,
yeah,
but it's the truth.
uh, for Vegas, I think yeah, they're not going to be worried about their goaltending next year. They'll be good.
Yeah, no, I mean, following that, any other signings in the NHL? Oh, the Daniel Sprong to the Canucks for
Oh, the Canucks, yeah,
975K. That's a great signing. 43 points last year.
you probably love that. That's such good value, man.
Yeah,
A
it's an amazing signing.
great signing.
I've seen people say that he might have attitude issues. Might be a bit of a locker
Is
room
that
champ.
why you think that's why he's just going out every night and
I have
fucking around?
no clue. I don't know if those rumors hold any weight to them. It would make sense though, because I don't see why a guy who's been as impactful as he is for 3 years in a row, I don't understand why teams aren't all over him. He's a
Like
fantastic
gambling on him a
player.
little bit.
And he's done
Are you
this in a
gambling?
depth role. I mean, you put him if they put it like imagine him, Pedersen, and DeBrusque together. Who knows?
Dude, that's a sick
Like,
line.
yeah, like Sprong's been playing fourth line minutes. You put him with Pedersen and DeBrusque, like he could go crazy this year. You never know. But so I really like that signing for the Canucks. As far as the rest of the league goes, do you have a few early favorites? Maybe a very early unofficial prediction out of the East and out of the West, and why?
Canucks.
Is that your real prediction?
No, that's not my real prediction. The West, the West, I feel changes every year because no one predicted the Canucks to be top, like anywhere close to the top of the West last year, and then they turn out and they get a good playoff spot, and they ended up doing, and then Edmonton barely like horrible start. Do you remember their start? They fired their coach. They were
Yeah, they lost to the
so bad.
Sharks.
And then they make the playoffs and make it all the way to the cup final. So Western Conference, you can say someone's safe like Vegas or something because you know they're going to be there.
Oh yeah,
You know that well
they lost a lot this
even
year
like
though.
LA. What's that?
Vegas lost a lot of pieces.
Dude, yeah, I
They
know.
lost a
And like
lot of pieces.
they've been good since they've been around, which
Yeah,
is
I
not that
mean,
long.
and they've shown they're really not afraid to flip their entire roster around on a year-to-year basis. A lot of
That's
those
right.
main pieces have been together for a little bit now, like Stone, Petrangelo. I mean, Eichel's been there for a little bit now. They just brought in
Yep.
Hurdle. I think they still have McNabb on D. So some of those guys have been there for quite a while. McNabb might be the only original guy left now that Marchessault and Smith are both gone.
Yeah,
There might be
from that
one
original
or
draft.
there might be
Yeah.
a couple others. I know McNabb was, but I actually can't think of any other ones off the top of my head, at least.
Marchessault was a big cornerstone that they lost.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
I
for
can't
like
believe
the
it's
amount
gonna
of
look
money,
weird. It's gonna look weird with him in a Preds jersey, but
Nashville's gonna
um,
have a few guys that look weird in a Preds jersey next year.
dude, Stammer in a Preds jersey is gonna be fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking weird. No, okay, so my
Yeah,
prediction for the
give me a pick from
West.
the West. Just temporary. Way too early pick.
You do yours first. I gotta do some more research.
And Dallas Stars.
Yeah, yeah.
Dallas. I actually, you know what? I don't love the offseason moves they made. I think they signed a few kind of shitty defensemen. I don't think they did a lot to improve the team, but I just think the development of Stankoven, the development of Wyatt Johnston, Maverick
Mhm.
Bork will should be in the NHL this year. Thomas Harley's a great young defender. They have so many good young pieces that
Yeah.
I think they're just going to get better no matter what. And they've kind of been there now. They've been, I think the conference finals 3 of the last 4 years, if I'm not wrong. Stanley Cup final once.
Yeah.
So I think that they're my number one team in the West. So
I think
or Edmonton. Like it's hard to knock Edmonton what they
yeah,
did this
it's hard to
offseason was
not throw Edmonton in.
amazing.
I think I think LA is going to be a sleeper, but I don't think they're going to top.
I don't
I
think
think
LA's gonna
LA's
make the playoffs.
what?
I
No,
don't
I
think
but I
LA's
think they're
gonna
going to
make
do
the
better.
playoffs.
I think
Really?
they're going to do better than they did uh last year.
Yeah,
Like I think they're going to
I think that's a pretty hot take.
You think?
Yeah.
You think it's
I don't
shit?
think LA's gonna make the playoffs. No,
Really?
no, I don't.
Okay, we'll have to see.
Yeah, no, no,
Um
we'll see for sure. They're just a weird team. It's just like, their main pieces are getting older and their young pieces have been a little underwhelming besides Byfield. I
I
just
think
don't
they're
I
I
just
think
don't think
that's
they've done
why.
much
I
to
think
they
that's
lost
why they're
Arvidsson, like
yeah.
Dubois is gone, which he sucked, but Dubois is gone still.
I think that's why they're going to be people are expecting them to suck. I feel like some of their prospects coming through are just so good that they're going to have to they're going to show their potential eventually.
Yeah, like I
Uh,
don't think they're gonna suck. I just don't think I think they'll be a bubble team at best.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
My team in the West is at Colorado.
Colorado,
Colorado.
yeah, that's fair.
Um, Probably a staple of being, you know, a playoff team. And when was the last time they missed the playoffs?
It's been a while, man. They've
It's
been
been a while.
unbelievable. They've been unbelievable. I mean, with the decor they have and the top guns up front, they're in it to win
It's
it every year. I think a
yeah.
big question mark is Nishushkin.
Yeah. Can
He's
he
got
lay
his
off the
very
buzz?
long suspension and don't know when he's going to be
Yeah.
back or how they're going to manage the cap. And Landeskog.
Yeah.
That's two of their, top. That's their first and
Yeah.
second line wingers, like they're missing. Nishushkin was leading the playoffs in goals last year before he um went into the program and got suspended. So
Yeah.
bit of a question mark for me as far as that, but I do really like the offseason they had. I think they made some really good moves. So I like that pick as well.
Okay. Um, and then the East. What do you think?
The East is tough. I mean, I think Carolina lost a lot. I don't think they're going to be what they were. I think Tampa's getting old. I don't think they're going to be what they were. I don't like what Toronto's done at all. I think they're going to
Yeah.
be worse. I think I don't think Boston did like Boston got better, but they're going to be worse for it in a few years. Marchand's declining. I don't know about Boston. I don't love the East right now. I think Florida's still probably the best team in it. Bill Zito had a great offseason. He found really good cheap replacements for Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Brandon Montour with Adam
Yeah.
Boqvist. And oh man, I forget the other guy that he replaced Ekman-Larsson with, but he made two. I think Bill Zito did a great job. So I'll go with Florida.
New York.
The Rangers,
The Rangers. Mika Zibanejad.
they had a horrible offseason.
Mika Zibanejad. The absolute be a pro
What did
legend.
they do to get better?
Nothing. I just like them because they're vibes.
That's a lot
Shesterkin,
of fun.
Shesterkin is so good, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, but he's asking
His
for $15
headband
million dollars on his next contract.
and his headband, dude. Come on.
Oh,
How are you gonna bet against that guy? He's so good. No, I think yeah, New York, I mean, they won they had the best record in the league last year. Best record in the league.
yeah, so we're gonna get a talk about the BCHL a little bit before we bring on our second ever guest. So, I mean, Joe, do you want to talk a little bit about the BCHL? The changes that have happened in the league over the last couple of years. The guys that play in it. I don't know, just your experience with trying to get there and whatever.
Yeah, obviously, the goal out of cutting out of midget was kind of like you either got the dub or you got the BCHL, right? So the BCHL is like your standard college route. Like that was the spot to go play if you wanted to go D1, right? And obviously if you play in the dub, you ruin your eligibility. You can't play NCAA hockey. So with when I was coming through, the BCHL was the spot to be for that and for people that weren't already committed to get scouted and looked at and possibly, make that jump um the next year afterwards to go play in the NCAA. But um as we've kind of seen uh as the league has developed more and more into kind of a spot to send committed players that are already going to go to the NCAA level, um, and make they've already committed, they've made their decision on where to go. Obviously you got guys that are going to decommit and go to the BCHL committed and then commit to a higher end school or whatever. That's like obviously doesn't happen very often. Um, and so with the development of the league kind of jumps into more of a uh higher end prospects league, and obviously the league wants that and they want to be more developed, but they've kind of lost the local aspect of that. Obviously the guys that are local that are making the BCHL are your Weebers that are um just absolutely world class hockey players, right? And the best of the best from British Columbia. But it seems like nowadays with the commitment posts, they're always posting where they're from. Um, and focused on, oh, they're from, Michigan, foreign, even guys from like Norway and Sweden that are coming over to play in the BC Hockey League, right? So it's like, I don't know, I'd like to hear your take on kind of like the way it's developing and um what kind of is the goal for midget players now? Because is the goal still to play in the BCHL and get that spot, or is it to jump? Is it going to be to go to the AJ, or is it going to be to maybe more guys are going to go to the WHL route? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it also sounds like they're getting rid of the rule where WHL players can't go to the NCAA.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, if you're 18, 19, or 20 and you haven't loved your WHL experience so far, you're able to jump to the NCAA now, which is obviously unheard of. But with all the new NIL rules in the NCAA, it's something that isn't surprising, and I think it's a good thing overall. I think it's pretty tough to lock, a 16 to 20-year-old kid into a decision at that age and force them to go a route and take away an opportunity from them. Like I said, based on a decision they're making when they're young.
Yeah.
So I actually like that rule change is going to be coming into play. As for the BCHL overall, I think it is going to be harder for local kids to make it, no matter what they say or do. The rules don't favor the local kids anymore, and I think that's where the PJHL and the KI are really trying to step in and take over that role, so that guys don't from BC don't have to go to Alberta or Saskatchewan to play Junior A if they aren't quite able to make the BCHL. But it's crazy that the BCHL has camps in Toronto, camps all over the states, all over North
Yeah,
America now for the
we were
British
talking about
Columbia
that.
Hockey League. It's a bit of a weird concept overall. We haven't really seen anything like it, but the league's going to become more competitive, and overall that's what they want. It's going to help the teams make money and the league make money, and at the end of the day it's a business, and that's what they're trying to do, and I think they've executed it pretty well so far, especially how they transitioned to bringing in those AJHL teams last year who got kicked out after they announced that they were going to be moving on. So I think the BCHL's
Right.
done a good job, but it's not necessarily ideal for everyone. It kind of depends on how you look at it.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think they might have to consider a name change.
Yeah, I think so.
Like the British Columbia Hockey League is kind of outdated almost. It's gonna have to be like the West Coast Hockey League or something like
Yeah,
that.
something
Like
like that. No, it's actually true. Yeah. But
because if yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
no, because if they expand into, obviously Wenatchee was there. I bet you they're gonna try to expand into the States. I don't know how it's
Yeah, I
gonna
think they
work.
will.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but they've had their showcase in Seattle last year, with an association with like the Kraken and stuff. Like they coordinated that, and then this year, obviously, they're having their showcase in Abbotsford, um, with the Abbey Canucks AHL. So it's big steps for this league, and the it just shows that the quality of player that's going to come in and try and play in this league is going to be it's going to almost want to compete with the WHL with the level of play. It might not I don't know, will it ever reach that kind of level? At least the level of the USHL I think is comparable and I don't know if they'll ever they're gonna have to do that the NCAA eligibility change with to compete with the dub.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if they'll ever reach that level. I don't know what you think, but um, yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think time will tell with something like this. I mean, they're taking the steps towards that. That's obviously their goal. But I think it's time that we send it over to our second ever guest, one of these
yeah.
players that has been through this BCHL
That's
experience.
that's exactly what I wanted to hear from Smitty. It's like before we start, kind of his take on everything and what's gone on and because he started from when it was sanctioned, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and
Yeah, I mean,
he worked his way through that. So I mean, as that goes on, it's interesting to hear his side and kind of get his opinion on it. So I'm excited.
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to meeting Mr. Jacob Smith. So let's send it over to him right now.
Cool. Jumping into our second guest, our higher end prospect, a bit of a amazing interview here, Mr. Jacob Smith, BCHL and KIJHL alumni.
Beautiful, Joey. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. Don't get your hopes up too high here, but
I love the BCHL showcase hat, I must say. It's just
oh, it's just golfing, buddy. Just golfing. I didn't even think about that.
was a
That's funny.
disastrous round. No, it was a disastrous round for
No,
your
no,
buddy, I heard.
disastrous. Yeah, disastrous round for my buddy. Uh, Terrible round for my buddy. Uh, I triple bogeyed nine. I only played nine today. Triple bogeyed it. Tough bounce. But what do you do?
Yeah, of course, man. No, we're excited to have you on, man. It's good to hear your hockey stories and kind of get your story and your side of kind of how your career's gone and everything. Obviously,
Yeah,
me and Smitty go way back.
way
Uh,
back. You know what, Joey? I saw you started a podcast too, buddy, and had to get on here. I had to get
of
on here.
course, man. Texted me up and he was like, give me some good advice there. And it was like, yeah, why not throw you on, dude?
Yeah, yeah. Seriously.
No, I love that. Well, thanks for coming on. It's nice to meet you. By the way, obviously Joe's told me some stories and told me some stuff about you. So I'm pretty excited to get you on here and
Oh God,
hear a little bit more.
Who knows what you know now? Joey's got some stories, I'm sure.
No,
Uh, Else, do you play hockey or?
Yeah. I played for the Outlaws in the PJHL for
Okay,
5 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
So
nice.
I just played my last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess going back to me and Smitty kind of played together before junior even in midget there. And Owen was oh wait, I guess Owen was it was minor midget. Smitty, were you on the Kootenai? Did Kootenai have a minor midget team or was that like
no, we only had a major team, and then after I played midget or major my first year in trail, and then they folded, so we can't, so I got to come down there. And
That's right.
that's when I met this guy.
You found your way to Fraser Valley from the
Yeah,
Kootenays, eh?
no, Joey, I found my way to you, bud.
What a great you and Perk came
Yeah, Perky.
falling off the mountain down to the
Oh
valley.
yeah, yeah. He's doing good. I hope he listens to this one, buddy.
Yeah,
He's going to
Jamestown
Jamestown
guy,
next
eh?
year. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I guess we'll just kind of get into your hockey career and kind of how you came from, from midget. Obviously COVID affected my
yeah,
career
yeah,
and affected your career as well. How you jumped from Fraser Valley going into in our that would have been your second year, my third year, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um and then how you kind of found your way to Revelstoke and then made your way to the BCHL.
Yeah, you know what, man? Honestly, yeah, going to Fraser Valley, that was kind of I moved away young. That was kind of a little unique over like some other guys' hockey careers, but yeah, no, after I played for Kootenai when I was 15, and it was awesome, man. We had a great group of guys. It was like guys that I grew up with, and you know what I mean, playing against or with, whatever. And then we all kind of played together. That was a good year. We weren't very good, but fuck, we had a oh, told you. But yeah, no, we had a lot of fun, and then COVID kind of hit at the end of that year, and you guys all know how that went. Like, yeah,
Oh,
just
ruined
insane,
everything, man.
insane. Just like no one's playing, no one's doing
Yeah,
nothing.
brutal.
Yeah, no. So then it was like a modified training camp that year. I went to Trails training camp and then stayed up with them for a little bit, and came down to Fraser Valley after that, and met all you boys. Like, honestly, on Fraser Valley, I met some of the boys that I'll be friends with for a while. Like Joey, I probably never even told you this. I went down to the Cloverdale Rodeo this year and ran into Cale Taylor out of nowhere. It
No
was me.
way, Kale
It was me and
Taylor.
Hamill. Me and Hamill were just buzzing around, and we just saw KT, and yeah, no man, it was sweet. It was
That's awesome, dude.
yeah, great seeing him. And then you know what? After that, like it was even in Fraser Valley, it was kind of a weird year because COVID was still going on, and for
Right.
me, it was like moving to a city, 2,000 people in my school instead of 800 in Trail. Like just yeah, it was weird, but I don't know. I think I adapted pretty well and kind of learned how to live on my own almost like without like obviously I had like billets like I live with my auntie and uncle, but it's
Right.
different being away from your parents, young man. Like you kind of have a big
Well,
leash
yeah.
and
How old were you at the time? Like 17 there?
yeah, no, I just turned 16 when I moved
Or
down.
yeah, 16. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty crazy. I was in grade 11 still, and yeah, it was wild. It was like yeah, pretty weird. I wasn't very good at doing homework because I had no one to tell me to do it. So,
Yeah, you're
but
getting involved, in the local community.
yeah, oh, I was around for sure, hanging out with the boys and whoever. Yeah, but yeah, no, and then after that, like that year was great, and then I ended up when the bubble was happening, the BCHL bubble, and like there's a couple of them going on. I got a call from Cranbrook and went up and played a few games with them. They were super banged up, lost a lot of bodies, and yeah, no, that was unbelievable experience. Like my first taste of junior for sure,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was like spectacular experience. And so after that, the next year I went to Cranbrook's training camp, and then didn't end up making the team. So that's when I decided I was going to come to Revy.
Right.
Uh, Everyone knows kind of how Revelstoke is. Like you hear nothing but
Yeah.
good things. Like it's
No kidding.
how do I put this? It's a grind. It is an absolute grind. But like once you get a group of guys, like especially the guys that we had in Revy when we
Yeah.
played there, but when you get a group of guys that just like goes through and grinds through everything together, I feel like the bond just becomes so tight that you're not only like playing to win, you're playing like you're obviously playing to win, but you're playing for each other, man. It's
Yeah,
like
that's
I've
right.
I've never had that feeling in my life except for that year of hockey, like where you're literally like Spencer McDonald's blocking a shot with his balls,
Yeah,
slap shot,
that's
and
right.
with like 3 seconds left in a playoff game, like no
Yeah.
cup on, just takes a slapper right to the nuts
No
for the
cup.
boys, for the boys.
Yeah,
He
you
stayed down for a minute, but he popped back up. He was hurting real bad. But I think what game is it? I think it might have been game 1 or 2 against Nelson in the finals.
Yeah, that was I was gonna say definitely in the finals. I don't remember. It was on
Yeah,
home
because we
ice
were
though.
we were playing Nelly. It was actually one of my buddies that took slap shot Sucro Price.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Oh, I was we've had actually a couple laughs about that since then. But yeah,
But
no,
no,
honestly, man.
you're right. You're right with the whole bond and everything that we formed up there. That was just got me even closer to you and closer to everyone on that team. Like it was such a unique experience and it taught you a lot about like just life in general.
Yeah, oh, 100%. I feel like honestly not almost every single one of those boys. I feel like if I saw him around or even shot him a text, like I it would go back to just 100%
Yeah.
normal boys. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like you don't really get that with teams too often. I feel like where you can text any single guy or you could talk to every single guy and it would just
Yeah.
be back to normal. And honestly, Revelstoke was a team like that, and I feel like winning the championship probably had something to do with that as well. But
Yeah.
you know what, man? That we just had a team full of great guys and great leaders. Like, uh, yeah, I don't know. Bergie was probably the best captain I've ever had in my life. Like,
Dude,
oh yeah,
I still look at that guy like he's like a 25-year-old man.
yeah,
Do you
like
remember that
he's my
guy's
dad.
beard,
Yeah.
dude?
Oh yeah, and he had yeah, step kid at the time. He's 20 years old. He's got a step
Yeah.
kid playing junior hockey. Like, what a beauty! What a beauty!
All-time guy, yeah. You wanted
Uh
to win for that guy.
oh, everyone wanted to win for him too.
Yeah.
Exactly, because he's our dad. But
Yeah, literally.
no, yeah, pretty funny. But then no, you know what? After that year, I went over to Merritt, and
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that
kind of kind of explain like how that came about, like because obviously Merritt was you said you played in Trail, you played in Cranbrook, right? Kind of around where you were from, and then how did Merritt kind of present itself?
The Trail didn't sign me. Trail wanted me to go to spring camp to get signed. They had a bunch of young guys they were kind of looking at.
Yeah,
And yeah, Merritt was offering me to sign right away. And you know what? I wasn't in the best shape of my life. I just ended my year, and yeah, no, I probably should have been in better shape. But so yeah, I took the signing in Merritt, and then you know what? I went there and actually turned into a yeah, like a pretty solid BCHL player. And you know what? It was a great year too. We had a great group of boys, and honestly, we didn't win that much again, but uh, yeah, it was great. I got to play quite a bit. Um, Obviously at the start of the year, like breaking into the BCHL, I wasn't really playing very much, like, but I was learning, and I felt like I was getting better because we had great coaches,
right.
and honestly, in the community in Merritt, like it's like a really tight knit hockey community.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
like the people. There's not a lot of fans. There's not a huge amount of fans, but everyone that's involved is so tight and so helpful, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah, yeah.
that was great. That was great. And then yeah, no, end of the year kind of rolled around. I started playing a little more and got bumped up in the lineup a little bit, and yeah, that was great. And then actually, I ended up messing up my MCL at the end of the year, like probably 6, 7 games before the season ended. And
Oh,
yeah, no, that was kind of tough, which sucked for me. Like I was lucky though, no surgery or anything. It wasn't too bad, but just couldn't skate, man. It was the weirdest thing ever. So that was kind of a tough way to end the year. And then yeah, no, the next year coming into Merritt, um, it was great. Camp was good. We got a new coach, new GM, new owners, everything. It was like it was crazy. It was weird. Like just from what I was used to, you know what I mean?
Right.
yeah, for sure.
And so yeah, no, that year, honestly, for me, kind of it was pretty tough. And like I was having a hard time like just being myself and yeah, just getting into the flow of things. So
Right.
that one yeah, I was actually only in Merit until about end of December there. Right before Christmas break. That was my last couple games with Merit. And I honestly, for me, it felt like the right move to just go home. And it kind of sucked. I couldn't come play at home in the KI or where, like whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I came home and I got like I figured myself out, and it best thing I've ever made, best move I've ever made in my life. Like yeah, I started working and just kind of being around like my childhood buddies and whoever, right? My parents, like
Right.
sister, but yeah, everything. So you know what? That was a great move by me. I actually ended up playing some senior men's like double A hockey.
Oh, there you
So
go.
that was pretty sweet. There's like a couple ex NHL guys playing for Penticton, and
Jeez,
Nice.
man.
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like good hockey, and yeah, great boys too. Like super low key, 2 games a month. Like and everyone's good players. Everyone's ex junior players or like ex. Like I just said, there's a couple
Oh,
show
that sounds
guys on the other
awesome.
team. Like oh, dude, it's fun. Like it's great. There's not really many teams around though. It's like Penticton, Roslyn out of all places. Rossi has a team. And then I think there's Powell River, a couple island teams, maybe a couple coast teams, but it's like it's pretty fucking F bomb again. Pretty
Yeah.
hardcore though. Like yeah, you know what? I don't know. It was great. Yeah, it kind of sucked. I couldn't come back and play in the KI. Like it would have been great, but no, playing senior men's is pretty great. And I was playing against full girl men, so I feel like probably held my game a little bit because I was like going strong into corners. You know what I mean? And that's kind
Right.
of always been a weak point of my game. So
No, you're always
yeah.
gritty, man. Come on. No,
Yeah, no,
okay.
but
So
honestly,
Yeah,
that's
Joe.
really my hockey story as of now, boys.
obviously, I wake up in a spring on a spring morning, maybe late spring, early summer, and I see, a highlight clip coming from the Revelstoke Grizzlies, a returning player, and I'm like, oh, who might this be? And it looks like Jacob Smith is going to return to the Revelstoke Grizzlies for his 20-year-old year. So
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
wanted to get kind of your thoughts on that and like how pumped, absolutely pumped you probably are to go back
Well,
and
oh,
go there.
you know what, man? Where do I go with this? I can't even explain how literally stoked I am to go back to Ready.
Yeah,
Uh, that was the best year of my life. Just even living in the town, the people, the fans, everything, man. Like there's no better junior B market in the province, probably in
yeah,
the country, to be honest. Probably in the country, almost most definitely in the country. Uh, And you know what? The biggest thing for me is I'm able to work, and RP yeah, helped me out find a little carpentry apprenticeship, and that's kind of what I want to go into in the later years of my life. So you know what? Like it really can't go wrong. And I have a chance to win another championship with a bunch of guys returning. Honestly, you know what? I haven't really met most of the guys. But how could you go wrong? Like
Yeah.
I like Revelstoke only brings in good guys and hardworking guys, and that's the
Yeah.
kind of guys that I want to be around. So, you know
Yeah.
what? I mean, and like I said, like it was a really tough choice for me because playing at home probably would have been amazing as well. And you know what? It's gonna be crazy playing against my hometown, the team I grew up watching in Beaver Valley. But
Oh
yeah, no,
yeah.
I just feel like honestly, we have a chance to win every year in Revy, a chance to win every single year, and I feel like there's not a shot that this team's going to be any weaker. And we
Oh
just
yeah.
got to go in, and you know what? It's a grind. Like if all the boys are grinding and bonding, like yeah, I would love to make another deep playoff run.
What an
Yeah.
answer, man. This guy is unbelievable, Joe.
Oh, thanks,
Holy.
buddy.
When you were married, did you play with Connor Farron?
I did. Yeah, me and
Oh
Ferry are
yeah,
pretty good
okay.
buddies. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
I
nice,
actually
nice,
I
yeah.
saw Ferry at the rodeo as well.
Oh
Uh,
really? Yeah, yeah. No, it's not
yeah,
surprising. Yeah, he's from
it was pretty
Cloverdale, eh?
sweet. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
No,
I
actually,
played minor midget with him. I was just curious.
yeah. I hung out with him quite a bit actually in Merritt. We had a little group. There's honestly, man, though, when I was in Merritt, especially my first year and my second year, it was full of good guys as well. So that was great.
Nice.
But yeah, no, yeah,
Okay. And then I mean, did you notice like a big you came into the BCHL at a really weird time. I mean, first of all, there was
yeah.
the whole COVID thing, and then now you have the league going independent. So you were kind of there through a really weird period. Did you notice like a big change from when you started versus your kind of last year in the league, or what was it like going
Without a
through that
doubt,
for
man.
you?
You know what? It coming in after COVID, like yeah, like oh yeah, I got to go way back here. Like in the bubble for one, I played in the bubble, and that was like the weirdest thing ever because all the boys are staying in the
Yeah.
hotel. And honestly, I wasn't up there for too long. I think I was up there for like week and a half, 2 weeks. I
Where
think
was
closer to
that?
2 weeks. Sorry.
Where was that?
I was in Penticton, so we were right on the
Okay.
water in a
Right.
sick hotel. It was
Nice.
awesome.
Gotcha. So
Yeah, and all those boys were good. They're pretty accepting of me. Like I was a young guy coming in too, right? Like so that was crazy. But yeah, no, that was a great group of guys too. But so that was the start of the BCHL for me. And it was just like obviously weird. We're playing with no fans, staying in a hotel, like just quarantined, literally.
yeah, of course.
Um, but no, honestly, I thought I saw it. That was unbelievable because all the college guys were still there. Like
Yeah.
that was great hockey, especially playing against the V's. Like they had some studs. Yeah, I Jacob Quillen. He I think he's at Quinnipiac now, or maybe playing in the A or something. But
Yeah,
I'll
I
never
remember
forget playing
that.
against him because he was like 6'2", 200 pounds, and he was the fastest fucking guy on the ice. Like would blow by. He was like a moving fridge. And I'm like 135, 140 pounds, 16-year-old, just like this little shrimpy arm, like you know what I mean. And this guy's blowing
Yeah.
around me. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not even damn near as fast as him. And so that was like a wake up call coming in there. But then you know what? It when it went back to normal, I kind of got used to the play more, and it was great. Honestly, I feel like the thing about the BCHL is like it's everyone's kind of well, obviously there's some studs, but like even compared to the KI, like everyone just executes more. Honestly, executes every like almost every pass and
Yeah.
makes the play out of the zone or whatever. Like, and I'm not saying that guys in the KI don't, because obviously they do. It's
No, yeah.
good hockey still, like
I
great
know what you're
hockey.
talking about. The attention to detail is probably way higher.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like that with
but
everyone,
honestly,
right?
like I feel like as you grow older and just play higher and higher levels, it's really like it's just exact same
Yeah.
game, but it's just everyone makes more plays and thinks better. Like that's really the difference. I feel like, um, yeah, bigger, faster. Like, but other than that, man, it's hockey's hockey. Yeah. But anyways, going from my first year in the BCHL this year, it was the biggest jump I've ever had in hockey. Like even
Really?
from major
Wow.
midget to the KI, man.
Really?
Like this year, the BCHL was like unbelievable. The amount of Americans that
Oh,
came up and like, because you know how America is. Like a lot of Americans go college over the WHL or I guess the CHL in general, but
Yeah.
and obviously they have this USHL, but really there's not that many teams in the USHL, and there's like high end guys coming from Europe and wherever to play in the U show. So if guys were getting cut from the U show, they're coming to the BC, and then man, like every single team had 10 really damn good Americans, and then they had 10 plus really damn good Canadians, and like
Yeah. Wow.
we had a couple of Euros too actually this year in Merritt. One of them was like one of my good buddies there. His name was Carlos Mesgards, goalie. He was from
Oh,
Latvia,
okay.
and he was
Oh,
he was
nice.
probably we still keep in touch quite often. Yeah, but no, that was pretty cool too, playing with a couple of Euros and just like talking to him and hearing the stories about what their like life like or was like growing up. And yeah, no, but yeah, I kind of got off topic there, but you know what? Like I was saying, man, the BCHL this year took the biggest step. It was huge. It was crazy.
Wow.
So
Okay, that's
yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
interesting to hear
seemed
that from your perspective.
yeah, that's
Oh
all
man, it
that's
was actually
crazy.
crazy. Like I felt like honestly, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Owen, do you have any another question for him, or you gonna let me
I mean,
fire?
yeah. Sorry, or do you what?
No, no, you go, you go.
Yeah, I mean, I got I think I'm probably gonna ask this. It's a pretty typical question, but how do you get into hockey in the first place? I mean, you're from Beaver Valley or Trail?
Yeah, no, I'm from Trail, so
Okay.
the Coonies are kind of like a lot of small towns real close. Like
Yeah.
for people if you guys have listeners from the coast or whatever, that don't really know the Coonies very much. Trail, Nelson, Castlegar, like that's all kind of half hour apart. Like
Yeah.
Trail to Castlegar's half hour, then Castlegar to Nelson's half hour. So it's like a bunch of little towns, but Trail's a little unique because it's got like Trail's kind of the main little town here. There's probably like 10,000, 12,000 people.
Yep.
You go up the hill, like I'm like trying to like diagram it with my arms, but you go up the hill over there. Yeah, and then there's a couple more small towns like Montrose, even smaller, probably 2,000 people, and then Beaver Valley's like Fruitville, and that's another 2,000 people. So you know what? I actually grew up in Beaver Valley in Fruitville, and I'd go to the Nighthawks games every weekend whenever they're home. But
Right.
yeah, no, as I've kind of gotten a little older, obviously I don't really go to the games too much anymore. But yeah, that's exactly. But I kind of got into hockey real young actually. I traded in. You guys know like the soother or whatever that you have when you're a kid.
Yeah.
The reason I got rid of mine, but the way my mom tricked me into getting rid of mine was we went to a toy store. I traded it for a goalie helmet. That was the only way. And I'm not even a goalie. I'd be terrible in that. But yeah, no, I traded in my soother for a goalie mask. So I really don't know what it was. I maybe always having a backyard rink, or my dad always loved hockey growing up, so we were always watching the Canucks. But I love your hat, by the way, Alex. But
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, no, man, honestly, just kind of fell in love with it young, and yeah, I've been rolling ever since. Just playing, having time. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Um.
I feel like that's pretty everyone's answer to that question always ends up being pretty similar, but it's still just like nice to hear. I don't know.
Oh,
I think
no,
it's
100%, man.
yeah.
That's a good question. I like it. Yeah, I just really wish I could remember more of like how I guess I could kind of go this way with that question though. Growing up, I literally only played in trail until midget. Like, well, yeah,
Yeah.
second year midget. Like I would always just play. A lot of kids were going to like academies or whatever in Okanagan or Kelowna or
Mhm.
Okanagan. I'm talking about Penticton, but yeah, no, I always played like just kind of Bantam tier 3 or tier 2 in trail. And yeah, I don't know. I played with the same guys for the most part growing up, and that was pretty cool too. Because then now even like I grew up playing hockey with them and knowing them, so I'll see
Yeah.
anyone around and we'll start shooting the shit for a little bit. But yeah,
So Joe, did we play against him in provincials then?
in Nelson,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, do you remember the score of that game?
yeah, oh yeah. That's
Okay,
why I
good.
haven't said anything about it, buddy.
You and Oz were on that team, weren't you? Were you on
Yeah,
Oz's
yeah.
team? Yeah.
No, not Aussie Wooly. We were in the same provincials there, but or maybe we weren't even. I don't know. But no, I never played with Aussie. We
Okay,
always
Okay,
played
yeah.
spring. We always played spring together.
Right, yeah. You
Yeah,
guys
I didn't know you were on that team. That's funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I haven't said anything about it though, buddy. I remember the
Yeah, not
score.
surprised.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of yeah. That's like a weird thing. I don't really like if I get blown out. If not I, if we get blown out, I won't forget about it for a long, long
Yeah,
time.
no, fair
I
enough.
hate losing more than anything.
Yeah.
So
So
I guess that kind of leads me into my second last question. Obviously going from Revelstoke, where winning is so like instilled in the culture and stuff. Kind of moving to like Merit, where it's like I don't know. I'm not gonna say that they don't win, but they're really old franchise, obviously, and they've kind of fallen off in the I don't know the recent years, and obviously they're joining the KI this year. But like in comparison to the two, like, did you find more joy playing in Revelstoke versus Merritt, or was it because the level in Merritt was so much higher, was it more enjoyable to play hockey there?
uh good question, man.
Yeah.
Great question. Uh you know what? Honestly, like I was saying, man, I hate losing more than anything in anything,
Right.
literally anything. Like if I'm playing with my boys, playing basketball or playing video games or whatever, I'm rattled if I lose. Like so rattled.
I remember,
So
bro.
yeah, you remember. So yeah, honestly, man, and especially the town too. Like living in Revelstoke because we won too. We got so much support from the fans and the community, and I feel like that kind of just helped us win a little bit. Whereas in when I was in Merritt, we kind of didn't really get the support from the community because we were like always losing. You know what I mean? Like, and oh man, the league's so good. Like you got to be like we were a good hockey team, but
Oh,
we would lose games. We'd lose a game 3-2, or we'd lose a game 4-3, and we just couldn't seem to find that extra goal, or you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
yeah, honestly, I find that yeah, especially in Revelstoke with the amount of fans and the way the fans are and the winning culture, like there's honestly no better place to play, like in my eyes, anyways. So yeah, yeah.
so, I
Else,
mean, you talked about winning in Revelstoke. I remember Joe telling me a story about after you guys won that championship in Revelstoke, you guys were pretty easily able to sneak you into the bar after the win, right?
yeah, you know what? Like, I actually, yeah, it was pretty funny. We had a lot of, or no, we actually only had three or four underage guys on the team, maybe a
Yeah,
couple more. But yeah, no, we actually just yeah, after we won, it was pretty crazy in the dressing room. Like, obviously, you win a championship, you're going to be hanging out in the room for a little bit, and
Yeah.
I'll cherish those memories forever. That was probably one of the best times of my life. But
of course.
yeah, after that, we in our suits, I think, or maybe our workout clothes, we buzzed over to the bar, and uh, honestly, we just had the trophy. I forget. I think it was our captain Bergie holding it, and he was just holding it up like I can't. I got my phone here, so I can't
Yeah.
hold my other hand. But he just held the trophy up, and the boys just walked right through, like just through every bound. No one said a word. And
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
you
I
know
mean
what? That was the
I
after
start of
a
it.
think
win like that.
I think I was still in my workout clothes and I still had my dress shoes on.
Yeah, I think that's what I was doing too. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, I won't have to worry about that anymore.
Of course.
Getting into the bar because it's weird going back as a 20 bomb when the last time I was there I was 17. But
Yeah.
you know what? Now going back, it'll be pretty awesome to be a leader in Revy and just having been through it all too. And um, I'm pretty sure I was told there's like 17 guys coming back from the team last year. So you know what? Like
Yeah.
that's 17, 18 leaders right there that have been through it all. And
Yeah.
that's not even bringing in the guys that we just traded for a guy from Kamloops and whatever, anyone else. Like it's going to be a room full of leaders and a room full of guys who've been through it all. And you know what? Like that's a recipe for success. So yeah, I have a lot of belief in the group already, and I haven't even met the boys. So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, Joe, you got one more question for him?
Yeah, I guess my last thing was I guess it's kind of related to the win, but I was gonna say the best memory or slash I don't know event that's happened for you in hockey. It might not have happened in Revelstoke, but it could have
Yeah,
happened
yeah,
in it could be a story or some sort of funny night that happened or something.
yeah.
Some funny story.
Ooh, oh, dude, I got a funny story. That's throwing me on the spot.
If
Yeah,
we
I don't
could,
know.
yeah.
Obviously, my best memory of hockey is in like on the ice is winning that championship.
That was yeah.
That was there's nothing better than that, and just the
For
boys,
for me,
the
bro,
way,
imagine that coming on
yeah,
the
yeah,
third.
coming on in the third. I know. Joey, I still tell that story. I don't know why I didn't. So I don't know if the viewers know this, but I'm gonna drop
Yeah,
her
you
out
can
here
spill it,
now.
bud.
So Joey, we had probably the best goalie in the league at the time. Brandon Weir, and Joey was a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, and Weir's he
Yeah,
was a 20 bomb, and he played almost the whole playoffs. Like Joey played game 4 against Sicky, I think.
yeah.
And then he might have played one against Stowe, or did you not play one until the finals?
No, I didn't play one until the finals.
Okay, well, so then finals come around, we go through the first 4 games, and we were playing great. We were up 3-1 in the series, coming back home to game 5 in Revy. And yeah, we were playing. I think we were up 2-1. We won that game, the very final game 5, or was it?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
wait, that like when we won when we actually raised the cup?
yeah, when we raised the cup, or was it
No, it was
4?
dude, it was high scoring, man. It was like 5-4 or something because
Okay,
we were
okay,
down 3-2 going into the third, I think.
right, right. And then Kazi popped one, and yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Then
remember now.
McWillis.
That McWillis wonder. Yeah, tied. Oh, that's awesome. But no, anyways, so we're down 3-2 going into the third. Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better,
Oh
Joey. And
man.
Weirsley got sick. Weirsley had an upset stomach. So Joey comes on first time since game 4 of the first round.
Right.
And yeah, shut the door. He made a couple of great saves in the dying seconds and dying minutes of the game. We were up 5-4. And yeah, you know what, man? It was oh, and that's what I mean. Like all the boys bonded so well. Like Joey Joey got bombarded. Absolutely bombarded when we won.
At the
Like
end there.
no one
That
went to
was
anyone else. Everyone went to Joey because we were just so pumped up because everyone had got involved. It was yeah, that was a really, really special time and really, really special year. But um yeah, yeah. That's all I got there. I'm trying to think of another story. I'm not really good at
dude.
off top of my head
That's all
stories,
right,
but
man. You've given us
Honestly,
plenty. That was awesome.
yeah.
So yeah, Joe, unless you got anything else, I don't think I think I'm pretty much good.
no man, the nostalgia just kept flowing back to me there when you
Yeah.
were painting that
Dude,
picture for
yeah,
me.
tell me about it, buddy. Yeah, that was special year. And
Honestly,
honestly, Joey, yeah, we'll keep in touch, bud. 100%. Like,
oh
you
dude.
know it. And hey, end of the year in Revelstoke, we'll see what happens. And yeah,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
maybe I'll make a second appearance here, boys.
Oh, I love that. I love that,
Dude,
Smitty. That sounds great, man. Thank you
you
so
know
much
what?
for doing this. You were a great interview. That went awesome. So really
Thanks, boys.
appreciate
And you know what? Like, once my hockey career is over at the end of this year, I could spill a couple more beans for you, boys. So,
it. Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
yeah. But anyways, thanks for having me on. And yeah, that was awesome, boys.
Of
Yeah,
course.
dude, I love you, Smitty.
Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna start listening to the pods. I like it a lot. So
Beauty.
yeah,
Thank you.
Sick,
I
dude.
appreciate it.
I love you too, Joey. I love you too. Okay, boys. Well, yeah. Thanks again for having me on. I actually got to take off here, but
Yeah, no
yeah,
worries.
beauty.
Sounds
Thanks
good,
for
Okay,
buddy.
coming
boys.
on. Have a good one,
Thanks a ton.
Smitty. See ya.
Really
See ya.
appreciate it, bud.
Okay, thank you so much to Jacob Smith for coming on and giving
Yeah,
us some
what
insight into the BCHL, talking about his career, and just yeah, having a good chat.
what a great guy. What a great guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, when we were last recording, it was right before the Euro and Copa America finals. Euro finals, obviously, it did not come home like I was hoping and like I predicted. You watched the game?
Spain, England? Oh yeah. Yeah, I watched Cole Palmer just absolutely come on, super sub. Should have played the whole tournament, but um almost saved England's hopes there and then just got absolutely decimated after that the late winner by Spain.
Yeah.
Um yeah, and then yeah, Spain was just better, man. Like soccer won, football won.
Yeah.
Like with
Yeah,
that win, like come on, like the way England was playing, the way that it was trending, like there's just no way that they were gonna outclass Spain. They would have had to have dug that one out of the trenches.
yeah, I mean, obviously, in my books, it's a win because Garrett Southgate stepped down and he's moving on. That's the
Yeah,
best sports news I've heard all year. It's if they make the right hire moving forward, it's going to do wondrous things for that team. I think they'll be the best team in the world for the next 10 or more years after this, now that Southgate's out of there. But yeah, the Spain was just the better team. They had the better system. Rodri obviously wins player of the tournament. I said before, I think Rodri was going to lock down their midfield, but they weren't going to be able to do anything. And that was true. And he's looking like one of the favorites for the Ballon d'Or right now, actually.
Dude, yeah, I think if he was an attacking midfielder, he would have already locked it up by now.
Yeah,
Just
I
giving it
think
to a CDM is just so unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows what an unbelievable impact he's had both for his club with Manchester City and with Spain. Obviously, he's only lost one game for Manchester City in about the last year and a half, and it was the FA Cup to United when the whole City team was still hungover and didn't give a shit. So,
I yeah. I think I saw something that was like he's lost 4 games with Man City since
yeah,
he
and
transferred there.
yeah, he's unbelievable.
Obviously that doesn't mean Man City's only lost 4 games. He's been injured and in and out of the lineup
Oh
and stuff.
God, oh God,
I think
yeah.
that was games he started as well. So like not ones where he started on the bench.
Probably. I know
Um,
I know in this whole thing about him not losing a game in a year and a half, that wasn't just starts, that was everything.
yeah, okay.
The one
Fair enough.
you're referring to could be just games he started, but yeah, I think Rodri is just unbelievable. But after the Euros, there was a bit of an interesting start to the Copa America final in the
Oh
United
yeah,
States,
do you see
probably
that?
showing
You see the
that
people see the people climbing into the stadium? Like
yeah, it's
underneath.
unbelievable.
It was ridiculous, man. You can't take Colombians anywhere. That's crazy.
Although, I mean, it looked like both fans. I mean, 100,000 people barged into the stadium before the game started. There was only 65,000 tickets sold. So yeah, fans were just trampling security, breaking their way in, climbing in through air vents. The game was delayed by what, hour and a half, 2 hours because of it? It was
Yeah, and
ridiculous.
honestly, it was both sides too. I mean, the Colombians probably get a bad rep for it, but Argentinian fans were doing it as well.
Oh yeah, it
And
was
it was just
everyone.
like,
Even the Americans that were there were doing
yeah,
it. It was
yeah.
everyone there.
Well, it's
Um,
like when you're in a crowd that big, there's a stadium for 65,000 people and 110 break in. What the hell are
yeah,
you gonna do?
yeah,
Right?
exactly. But I mean, it does raise some concerns about North America hosting the next World Cup. I think this has been a big eye opener for them, and hopefully they can
Yeah.
lock it down and we don't have another issue. But as for the game itself, did you watch the final of Copa?
Yeah, I did. I didn't definitely didn't find it as entertaining as the Euros.
Yeah.
I just think that's how it is in general, though. Like I feel like the Euros is definitely just more entertaining tournament in
Well, I
general.
mean, there's just less teams in Copa, less depth. Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah,
why we have the World Cup, right? We get to put
yeah,
them all
that's right.
together and then get the best of the best. But still, both really awesome tournaments. Canada was so fun to watch. I mean, heartbreak
Yeah,
losing penalties, losing in penalties against Uruguay. They played so well, but.
it's it's definitely cool to have a horse in the race when you're watching a tournament like that.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
as much as you can say like you're oh yeah, you're English, like you're definitely Canadian. So when
Well,
you're
yeah,
watching like Team Canada play, like it's like
yeah, no, it's it's
feel
it's a
real
little different.
connected.
There's another level of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
right.
Um, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to the start of the next soccer football season going on. I mean, the MLS is in full swing. Vancouver's actually
Yeah.
doing pretty well. They've been on a
Are
heater.
they?
Yeah, they've been on a heater. I should be getting my free tickets soon as compensation for Messi not showing up. I get free tickets
Did
to
they
the
actually
game,
give you
but
that?
yeah, but they don't let you know until a week before the game.
Really?
Vancouver Whitecaps, the most corrupt sports franchise on the planet. What a bunch of
They
team
lost 4 to
trash.
3
You're
yesterday.
a piece of garbage.
That's
They lost
such
four
a
to three.
that's such a MLS score, bro.
Was
4 to
it was
3.
it was it regular season or was it like a cup game?
Houston. I think it was regular season. They're fifth in the Western Conference. I don't understand how the fucking table works at all. Like it seems like it's like hockey. The top
It's more like
nine
baseball.
teams make the playoffs in each conference.
No, I don't think that's how it
But
works.
final series, top 8 teams in each conference. So there's a round of 16.
Yeah, it's yeah, how does that one
Dude,
spot?
no idea. I've never paid
Right,
attention
yeah,
to it.
so the eight and the nine play a playoff,
Yeah.
like a one game, and then yeah, it's just a normal kind of the same format as the NHL. One plays eight, two plays seven, that type of thing. But
I've
obviously
ne
it's single game knockout, so it's a lot more higher stake than for
I've
the 7 game series.
I've never been to a MLS game
Oh, dude,
ever.
they're awesome. They're so fun.
Is
I love
Vancouver actually good? Does it have like good like atmosphere kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the game, obviously, but they call the Ultras the Southsiders, and
Okay,
they're pretty rowdy. They're pretty fun to watch, especially when
cool.
it's a good game. The game I saw against Miami was pathetic, but and
Really?
most of the other games I've been
Well,
to have
yeah,
been
because
pretty
it's a
good.
high, it's probably a high lot of it's like when you go to a Leafs game in Toronto. It's all like really
Yeah,
rich
kind of.
people.
I mean, the Whitecaps just played like shit. Messi wasn't there. This everyone
Mm.
was pissed off at how the whole thing went. Stadium
Yeah, no
was
energy. Yeah, fair enough.
understaffed, and it
Hey,
was just
50% off the cafeteria though. That's good.
yeah.
Cafeteria
And then
concession.
the line is so big that you can't get any food, and then you get up to the line and they're out of everything. It was really cool. Thanks, Whitecaps. Thanks, Steve Nash. You fucking piece of shit. Um, Anyways, some more international sports has been going on, which has been good. The getting ready for the Paris Olympics with some international basketball.
Oh
Haven't
yeah,
been following
basketball.
much.
LeBron made that sick. Do you see that shot he made?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah.
He was pretty sick. They almost lost to South Sudan. So
Props
I
to South
mean,
Sudan, dude.
yeah, literally. Like probably you know what? Yeah, probably would have been like one of the shocks of like do you think they who do they have? Thon? I remember Thon Maker.
Yeah, I believe they have a few NBA players.
I gotta look at their um
Oh, Wenyen Gabriel.
sure,
Uh,
yeah. Whatever you say.
Besides that, I'm not seeing much that I know, but I mean, they played an absolutely outstanding game against the States the other day, so good for them there. I think we saw Canada take down France. France has two big boys at the 4 and the 5, and absolutely nothing else on that
Yeah,
team.
literally.
And then yeah, I think the States beat Serbia as well, and obviously Canada lost to the States earlier on. But how are you feeling about watching the Olympic basketball here? It's the first time I think that U.S. has really sent all their best players, and same with Canada for the most part. So it's looking like it's going to be a competitive tournament. There's
Dude,
lots of teams.
I mean the US sends all their good players and then they look not the greatest in qualifying. Or was it qualifying? It's kind of like a preseason tour, a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, okay.
pre-tournament friendlies type of thing.
Okay, yeah. So it's like honestly it's gonna be interesting to I'll definitely watch it.
Oh yeah, me
Like
too, for sure.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm not just gonna pretend like I usually don't watch the Olympics as much as I feel like I used to, especially because obviously we watched them when they were in Vancouver, right?
Yeah, well,
But
Summer Olympics are way more boring when it compared to
yeah,
the
that's true.
Olympics.
That's true. The Winter Olympics, what do we have? The Summer Olympics are it's just all run. It's all like is Usain Bolt still in it? Like I don't know.
Oh, been retired for quite a
Or
while.
retired. Like what
Yeah.
else is there to watch? No, I mean, of course, I'm probably gonna watch as much basketball as I can. And I mean, it'll be interesting to watch. I mean, I'm not sure, how competitive Canada is going to be. Like, do you think they can medal at least?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Dude, they could win. I don't think they
Really?
will, but they could. They could win. There's 6 to 8 teams that I think could win this thing.
Jeez.
It's incredible to see so much parity when it comes to basketball. I mean,
Yeah.
US just shit kicks everyone most of the time, and we finally have best on best, and every team there pretty much has some really solid players at least. And you never know. Sometimes these European players as well, playing on smaller courts, they're a little more used to playing the international game. It's a little more physical, and sometimes the NBA players don't love that. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see. I think it's going to be really competitive, and I'm super excited to watch it.
I'll be excited to watch it too. I mean, I'm definitely going to watch as it gets closer to the medal games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, I don't know how much I'll pay attention to like the round robin stuff.
Canada's got a tough group. You should.
I probably will. I'll probably watch Canada because it'll be
Yeah.
on TV, right? But it'll be, um, I won't be. Yeah, I'll try to tune in a little bit.
Yeah, but I think obviously the US, France, Spain, Canada, Australia, Serbia, Greece. Any other teams you can think of that are legit like that?
South Sudan.
Germ well,
No, I'm kidding.
Germany.
Germany, yeah. US plays Germany soon, don't they?
I have no idea.
I saw that
I've looked at the
that
schedule
popped
a
up
bit,
on
but
when the Dodgers were walking off the Red Sox last night. The little ad just popped up, and I was like, "Oh, interesting." I didn't know. Um, yeah, some of these. As long as everyone brings, I don't understand why you wouldn't bring your best team. Like, why do some players not want to play for their country?
I really couldn't tell you. I think in that position, it's a little different. I think
Yeah,
some of it's ego. A lot of it's they don't want to get hurt.
fair enough.
Want the
Yeah.
time off. There's a lot that goes into it, and I don't think it's really easy for the average person to understand. I'm just glad to see that everyone is showing up for their country and they're ready to go on the biggest stage in the world for basketball or international basketball. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see kind of the results. Um, if the US obviously the US is gonna be favored, right?
Oh,
Like they're
good.
gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
the favorites, like
They should
by
be.
a long shot. But it'll be, of course, pretty much everyone except the Americans will be cheering against them.
Yeah.
Just try and see a an upset there.
Hopefully.
So it'll be cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, there's not a ton else to talk about here. I mean, we want to
What
mention
else we got?
NBA news. I mean, my boy Russell Westbrook got waived again.
See you later, bud.
He also got left off the top 100 athletes of the 2000s, and
Yeah, that is a
Chris
little bit
Paul was on it.
controversial.
So that's an absolute joke. I mean, the whole list was a joke, but Chris Paul over Russell Westbrook is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Um,
Chris Paul.
Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, I guess.
Uh, and then besides that, I mean, the WNBA just had their All-Star game. Caitlin Clark looks like
Yep.
she kind of pulled ahead of Angel Reese a bit in the Rookie of the Year rankings.
What do you think of her comments about her not wanting to play in the 3-point contest because she was tired?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. I think that's an event that a lot of people really wanted to see her go crazy in. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's her first year in the league. I mean, she didn't really get much of a break after college, so I
Yeah, that's
understand
true.
being tired. I think next year will be a different story, and hopefully they can kind of um, incorporate her maybe into the NBA All-Star game this year, like they did last year with was it Sabrina Ionescu?
Yeah, she shot against Steph.
Yeah, and that was amazing. She did
Yeah, that was
incredible.
cool.
So I would love to see them do something like that. Maybe if they could. I heard rumors about them doing Steph and Clay versus Sabrina and Caitlin Clark. Don't know how.
But Clay just got
Yeah.
got the
So
scissors. Yeah.
who knows? But I'd love to see something like that again. I think when it comes to shooting, I mean, it's a lot more. You know, you never
Yeah,
like saw how close Sabrina got, and it's not like you can fake that.
yeah, that's right.
She can
I
shoot.
mean,
These girls can all shoot. So yeah, I hope we can see something like that.
yeah, it was actually like I tuned into the WNBA thing, and
Yeah.
that's probably like the first event women's basketball that I've watched, and it didn't disappoint me. I mean, I don't know,
Oh, nice.
it was
That's
definitely
awesome.
watchable. Like,
Good. Good.
yeah, like I think if they can keep on the trajectory and keep going, like they might lose money this. I don't know if they're gonna lose money this year. I think they might.
They spent a lot this year.
They
So
spent a
they
lot of
probably
money
won't
this year.
profit, but I think their revenues are going to triple what they've ever made.
Skyrocket.
Yeah, their
Yeah.
revenues are going to skyrocket. And I think in the near time, if we can get more players like Caitlin Clark, like Angel Reese, then I think the league's going to take off and become profitable without any support from the NBA. What do you
Yeah.
think? Are you on the Angel Reese bandwagon yet? I love
No, man, I'm an Angel Reese hater.
she's playing the villain role perfectly. It's
I'm an
exactly what
Angel
the league
Reese hater.
needs. It's
I'm an
perfect.
Angel Reese hater. I'll be an Angel Reese hater.
I'm on the band.
You always like the people that play the villain.
Not always.
Yeah, I guess.
Not
Yeah,
always.
you like
I
Angel
just,
Reese
dude, she
though.
backs it up. She's a baller. Like, I like Dylan Brooks too,
Yeah.
you know. I love
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
don't know.
just like that play style when it comes to basketball. But Joe, do you got much else here, or should we wrap things up pretty quick?
Um, let's see. I don't think so. I think that's pretty much everything I got. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, like we
we're
said,
looking.
kind of a dead time for news with sports, but great interview with Jacob Smith. Thanks again for coming on and doing that with us.
Yeah,
Uh,
I want to run a couple more interviews. But I don't know if we're gonna have to like work our way up to Weber or to someone else. But yeah, if
I
it
think we're working our way up. I think before we start asking guys like Weber, or players, of that caliber higher.
gets more jungle guys on.
Yeah, no, well, not even just that, but I mean, obviously Smith played in the BCHL, so I think we're just going to kind of slowly keep working our way up, and in the near future, we'll have some pretty crazy guests coming up for you guys that we have in the works.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
yeah, thank you again, everyone, for listening as always. Yeah, this probably wasn't the most exciting episode, but we hope you enjoyed the interview, and we're excited
Oh,
to keep chugging along weekly episodes. What's up?
rate us 5 stars. Give us a 5 star fucking rating on that on Spotify. I
Yeah,
don't know.
give us the ratings on the pod,
I
like
think we're still a
everything,
5 star.
subscribe to our YouTube. We just made a YouTube channel now. We'll be posting videos of all our
Oh yeah, we'll
interviews,
post some clips on there. Yeah, that'd be
as
nice.
well as yeah, some nice YouTube shorts, reels on all social media platforms. So, as always, keep staying tuned with our social media, following us on whatever your preferred streaming platform is, and
Right.
that about wraps it up. Joey, any last words?
16 reviews, 5 stars on Spotify. That's what I'm looking at right now. 20. We can get got four more
25,
reviews. I think we can get to 25,
25.
25 star. 25, you think?
Five. I want 25. But yeah, so all the people who have reviewed, thank you. Everyone who's been listening. The streams on Apple went pretty crazy on episode 2, I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, they went pretty crazy. So
What,
thank you guys so much for the support.
how
We're
well did we do? Did we do really good? I didn't even see it.
well, it's not like it was a step up from episode 1 at least. So like the
Damn,
numbers,
that's sick.
they're better than I
Awesome.
expected. So yeah, no, it's
Awesome.
been fun. We're excited to keep churning out more episodes, lots more interviews to come, and yeah, I think that settles it. So thanks, Joey. Have a good one, buddy.
Yeah, you too, buddy. We'll see you at work on Monday.
Yeah, see you at work, yeah, everyone, stay tuned for the next episode coming out next Wednesday. Thank you all for listening. Have a good one.